Hello, everyone, and welcome to Window Shopping Wednesday. I'm Miss Sammy.
I'm Miss Melissa.
Alrighty, Melissa. I think we've got a good number of books we want to fly through. So should we start off with some board books?
Sure. We got a few new ones here. One request we get a lot is actual faces, not drawings. And look at this, making faces. That one looks pretty good.
Super cute.
Find the angry baby. Oh, it's kind of sad. All right, then we've got ever popular dinosaurs in the lift the flap style.
Ooh.
This one's cool because the flaps are just a tiny bit thicker than the normal ones. In fact, I can't even get this one open on camera.
I think it's
awesome.
Like brand new, so it might not even
It
be
has not even been broken in yet.
Yeah.
And then See, Touch, Feel 1, 2, 3, a sensory book. So we've got the fuzzy belly on the bear there. And again, live action photos of real babies.
Very cool. Alrighty. I picked out some cool picture books. So, of course, Doreen Cronin. That's how you say that one. She's got a new one. I thought this one already existed, and then I looked at the copyright date, and I was like, oh, no, this is brand new. It just looks very similar. This is Click, Clack, Good Night.
Oh,
so
nice.
Another one with all of your favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Picture Book by Dog by Michael Reelith. And so I thought that one looks very adorable. Great drawings, simple and quick.
Some room for these guys.
And then I was feeling the spring, with how warm it is. So then A New Green Day by Antoinette Portis caught my attention, and I wore green just to match with it. But this one looks very springy, and it's a very quick read with simple illustrations. So very beautiful. Along that same line, we've got In My Garden. Oh, I think this might just actually be a reprint because it's by Scarlett and she is no longer alive. So I think this is just a reprint, which is a beautiful book. And
it's the perfect time of year to start thinking about that.
Yes, it is. I think I've already gotten a couple of requests for spring. So this would fit perfectly with that choice. You ready? This is a really cute book. Scarlett's Tale by Audrey Vernick. And it's a great way to kind of start talking about differences with kids. This is a very apparent difference because she literally has a tail. But it's a good way to kind of spark that conversation about just celebrating differences.
Awesome.
And then, of course, as always, we get requests about things that go. So, On the Go Awesome by Lisa. Oh, man.
Detlefson.
There we go. On the Go Awesome. Lots of big pictures with big
awesome vehicles.
Yeah. So that is pretty cool. That drew my eye.
Great illustration.
Yeah. And then, of course, we've got a new Pete the Cat.
Oh, my goodness.
Rand's Rock by Kimberly and James Dean. So had to let you know about this brand new Pete the Cat book.
It's here.
It's all about colors, crayons.
Yay.
Alrighty, so those are my picture books.
Those look great.
I think we're going to dive right into graphic novels.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Kind of along the same lines as Pete the Cat. We've got a brand new Dave Pickley Cat Kid Comic Club. So if you are a Dogman Cat Kid fan, make sure to check out this brand new book. And it looks like Cat Kid is just creating their own comic throughout the story. So that's pretty cool. And then I actually set some graphic novels aside like a couple of months ago and meant to talk about them. And then our table's been just filling up and I refound them. So we found a monster by Kurt Scroggs. And so this one I think is for probably a bit older, like 3rd to 5th. Would enjoy this one. Very detailed, smaller ones, but this one just looks super fun. If you are a fan of Superman and the DC superheroes, this one might catch your attention. Lois Lane and the Friendship Challenge.
Nice.
And so Lois Lane is a bit of a detective scouting out things with her friends. Great, fun, colorful illustrations and brand new fun story. Along the same lines for DC superheroes, I've got Summer Olympics, which will be here this summer, which I'm super excited about, and Wonder Woman being the main character in this one.
Cool.
So Summer Olympics. And last but not least, Tales of the Feathered Serpent, Rise of the Halfling King. This one this was a very short book, but it caught my attention just because the characters looked really intriguing and the cover, of course, caught my attention. So pretty easy read, but it's very fun nonetheless.
Looks like a great fantasy.
Yeah. So I think I actually have a couple kids in mind that I might send that to.
Awesome.
Alrighty. Do you want to do teen or should we keep going in age order?
I can jump into teen and give you room to breathe here.
Alrighty.
I wanted to show this one, even though it's new as of November. This is called Unbirthday. This is part of a really cool project that Disney has had going on. It's called Twisted Tales. And so they have, I think, 3 or 4 different authors. Liz Braswell is one of them. This is one of hers, where they take a well-known Disney tale and they just twist it up. And I would say these are really good for your like middle grade tweens that are just starting to explore our teen area. And I think there are about 9 or 10 of these out right now. They come out 1 or 2 a year. Like I said, they have a couple of different authors who are doing them. So Unbirthday, if you can't see, it looks to me like an Alice in Wonderland twisted up tale.
Yeah, I see the
Cheshire Cat smile. And
with the teacup and the clock here on the back.
Very
and
cool.
the cards.
And then I picked on a theme today because, we do all these Librarian's Choice requests. And what I keep getting is that people are really into mysteries right now. Maybe mysteries and spring go together. I don't know. So I've got a few. This one is by Rebecca Mahoney, and it's called The Valley and the Flood. And this really put in mind magical realism, because this main character ends up stranded somewhere in the middle of Utah, I believe, in the desert, and she's trying to help a community stop a flood that has been prophesized. She's even part of the prophecy.
That description just perfectly goes with that cover.
Yes, the cover, in fact, when the first time I looked at it, I didn't even see the girl's face. I just saw the flood. So,
but then you've got like the orange for the desert and the magical realism kind of goes with the position of her face.
Yep. So
cool.
Along those same kind of lines of fantasy, this is a little bit fantastic, a little bit horror. It's called Horrid by Katrina Leno. I spoke about one of her books a few months ago that was much more magic based.
Okay.
But this one looks to be very running into the dark themes. It takes place in cold New England autumn. It looks like a mystery about a girl whose father has passed away, and she needs to figure out what happened.
Gotcha.
All right, I've got moving into technology. This is called The Glare by Margot Harrison. And The Glare is actually the name of a video game. And there is yet another prophecy that if a player dies 13 times in level 13 in real life, they might actually die. And the girl in the book gets a little bit addicted to this video game.
Ooh.
So a little bit more of that horror mystery.
Gotcha.
And then moving totally differently, I've got mystery in history. It's called Rebel Spy. And in this book, the main character lives in the Bahamas in, I believe, 1776 and witnesses the death of a girl who is visiting from the north. And she assumes that girl's personality and role in life and escapes her somewhat violent situation that she's living in and takes on this girl's life as a rebel spy. So that one's definitely caught my attention when I was doing my purchasing, and I was like, oh, we need to have that. One more historical mystery takes place in 1800, and it's called The Silence of Bones by June Her. And this one has some, she is involved in solving a mystery of another woman's death, but she's also somewhat trapped by an ancient curse. So lots of varieties of mysteries. And then just to finish it off, got a realistic fiction. It's called The Good Girls. It's by Claire Eliza Bartlett. And, it takes place at a standard everyday high school where one main character has died, and then 3 suspects emerge, and they are all, you've got your head cheerleader, you've got your valedictorian, and you've got your notorious partier as your main suspects.
Has that author written anything else?
Yes, but they look to be feminist fantasy. It's called We Rule the Night, and the other one is called The Winter Duke.
Gotcha.
She is a writer and tour guide in Copenhagen, Denmark.
Ooh. The cover is just giving me the cheerleaders vibe, which was also a realistic murder mystery. And they're very similar covers.
Yes, I can definitely remember that cover too. But this one looks to be sort of taking a twist on those sort of stereotypes that people fall into.
That is cool. Well, these all sound super interesting.
Lots of mystery.
Yeah. I'm not a huge mystery person, but these titles, some of them definitely caught my interest for sure.
Right. Awesome. Let's see what you have for middle grade.
Yeah. Alrighty. So, not gonna lie, kind of was just grabbing based off of title, cover, jumping out, piquing my interest.
Absolutely.
So I've got Never After, The 13th Fairy by Melissa de la Cruz, who has, of course, written a lot of really wonderful things. The Isle of the Lost.
She did the Descendants series. She's written a lot for teen as well.
So this is great if your tween is really liking the fantasy elements. She's got a brand new one because she's got a lot of different things going on here. And so this one is a brand new series. Nothing ever happens in this small town in California, and then one day as she's walking home from her favorite bookstore, something strange occurs. So this kind of is pulled me in because it's definitely got some fantasy elements to it with the the genie lamp, but then also like starts in reality, which is super cool. A brand new Bad Kitty. Bad Kitty Goes on Vacation by Nick Bruhl. So of course, for all of our Bad Kitty Bad Kitty fans, here is a brand new one for you. I really want to check this one. Anya and the Nightingale by Sophia Pasternak. Is that how you would say that?
I believe so.
Alrighty. So, this is actually a sequel to Anya and the Dragon. And so, which I actually just realized. But the cover again totally piqued my interest.
Yeah.
We've got dragons and fantasies. This is a full-on fantasy in a magical kingdom with dragons and quests, and it's just piqued my interest for sure. About just how she's a strong female character in a fantasy world, which is always fun to read.
That one over here.
And then we have got, at first when I picked this one up, this is the Polar Bear Explorers Club by Alex Bell. I almost thought this was something along the lines of like a Warriors book with different animals, but it is not. And it's really cool because it's got some really great illustrations.
Oh, that's beautiful.
In there. It's a great adventure tale about Stella and leaving behind her pet polar bear Gruff and beloved unicorn, and she sets off on an expedition to the snowy Icelands. And so a little bit of whimsical magic, but also adventure tale.
Polar bear part just makes me think of Golden Compass.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I'm also getting a little bit of like Narnia, just with like the relationship with the animals.
Yeah,
for sure. And then wanted to talk about this one. So this is a bunch of short stories. Once Upon an Eid, Stories of Hope and Joy by 15 Muslim Voices.
Oh, awesome.
And so this, I always feel like short stories like are really hit and miss. But like if you're just looking for a quick read, one chapter at a time, one story at a time, these are always so great to pick up because you don't feel like you have to read the whole thing. You can just kind of pick it up and read it based on the authors. If you know any of the authors that pique your interest, I recognize a few here on the back that have written some really great full-length novels.
Yeah, most of those names are familiar. And, it's also a really great way to see if you like a writer's style to start out with a short story or a short story collection, and then you can go and explore more of what they've written.
Yeah. Or if you read a different one and you really enjoyed it, then that you can go on and find longer works by that author. So yeah, these are just really great. And I wish like more people would kind of request them because we might start sneaking them into some people's LCs because they are pretty cool. And there's, especially with like diverse voices, there's a lot of short stories that have been coming out just to like introduce people to all these different authors. Alrighty. And then we've got Andrea Davis Pickney, Loretta Little Looks Back, 3 Voices, Go Tell It. And so kind of coming off of Black History Month, just this one was sitting on my pile last week as I was cleaning things up, and I was just like, oh, we really need to talk about this one because Andrea Davis Pickney is just absolutely an amazing author. And so this is a multi-dimensional portrait of America's struggle for civil rights as seen through the eyes of children who lived it. And then last but not least, actually I thought this was a graphic novel, but it is not. It's very, very similar to a graphic novel, Diary of a Wimpy Kid-esque format, but Max and the Midnights, Battle of the Bodekins, by Lincoln Pierce. And this is actually a sequel, but I'm sure the first one is just as great. So kind of along the lines of Diary of a Wimpy Kid, but meets, and actually, no, this is Big Nate. This is Big Nate, but with medieval things. Alrighty, so that about wraps us up. We have, if any of these have piqued your interest, please submit a Librarian's Choice request. The link is in the comments. And anything else to add?
No, send your requests our way. We're ready to send them out to you.
Alrighty, have a good day, guys.